Hey, hi everybody. So now today I want to talk about spiritual prostitution. Of course, spiritual prostitution in reference to me. So I've been going through quite a little bit of challenges lately, financial challenges. When I say financial challenges, I mean I'm handling projects that are quite big, but in these projects I seem to be facing issues after issues, and I been getting unnecessarily injured and having unnecessary bills to pay because they're in the hospital. And I said, okay, you know what? See, I'm not superstitious. Let me just let you know before I continue. You know what? Let me go and pray and find out what's going on. And in the process of thinking about going to pray, a pastor friend reaches out to me, and I decided, okay, let me go and see him and pray with him. I get to his place, and for some reason, he just totally refused to pray with me. I asked him about 3 times, and he totally refused to pray with me. I said, okay. And it was on a Tuesday, and he told me, don't worry, that what happens on a Friday, when his team gets together, they're going to pray on my behalf. Whether I'm there or not, they're going to let me know what message comes out. I said, okay, and I leave. The next morning, I saw a message on my phone. The pastor has been trying to reach me, but for some reason, my network has not been going and he's not been able to contact me. So immediately I called him, and he explains to me that he has something to tell me. Actually, not him, but the second pastor saw a vision, and he wanted to explain the vision to me. That at first he was a little bit worried and afraid to tell me what the vision is, but the other pastor encouraged him and said, no, you need to tell him what you saw. And to cut the long story short, I'm not going to tell you the vision now. I can tell you another day. In the vision, God said that I was having all these issues that I was going through because I was prostituting myself. And I'm like, wow, interesting. So now this particular pastor that was speaking to me on the phone knows me very well, and he explained from his perspective what he thought the prostitution meant. Of course, it didn't mean prostitution as the way you know, exchange money for sex, because I know I've not been exchanging money for sex. Like in terms of someone giving me money for sex, wouldn't that be interesting? So okay, no, let's not joke around. So the word that came out was I was prostituting myself, and I calmed down, I relaxed, and I knew that the word had come from God. So I decided, okay, in order for me to make sure I understand what God meant, I need to go and find out the definition of prostitute. And when I looked up prostitution, I had a clear understanding of why God said I was prostituting myself. Now, the word prostitute means to work as a prostitute, to offer oneself for sex in exchange for money. But this is the one that was very interesting that caught my attention. To do something that is below one's level or skill or ability in order to make money. A writer who prostituted himself by writing commercials. Yes, so that one, a writer who prostituted himself by writing commercials, was an example of what they were trying to explain. That someone who had a great ability, a great talent, stooped down to doing things that were menial in order for him or her to make money. So once I read that, I understood exactly what God meant. Because lately, to tell you the truth, I used to run a fellowship, and all kind of things happen at my fellowship. I mean, God manifests himself in ways that some people can't even handle. They get scared. So in between then, because of the turnout of the fellowship, I decided I was going to focus more on my business, because God seemed to be blessing me continuously. I have contracts coming non-stop, I have business coming on non-stop. So I sort of shut the fellowship down, and started focusing on the business aspect of me. And I've been noticing that in the business aspects, there have been things that have been making me lose money, but to me, the money wasn't that significant. I didn't take it to cognizance that all these things were messages from God trying to tell me something, because the money I was losing was small in proportion to the money that was being made. until now that I went to go and pray and I got this message. And the minute I got this message, I understood what I needed to do. So right now I'm just coming back from fasting. I had to go and fast and talk to God and ask Him to forgive me for my prostitution, and He should redirect my step so I may do those things that are right before His eyes. And you see, one of the things that I know about myself is that when I've had my encounter, my experience with God, right, He sent several people, and not people even from Nigeria, people from different places, people from different countries. And one of the things that was pronounced upon me clearly, and at that time I didn't fully understand it until further down, is that God has given me the power of healing, the gift of healing, the gift of deliverance, and the gift of prophetic. So as I walked with God, I came to understand what it means to be prophetic. I understood what it means to have a deliverance ministry, and I also understood what it means to be able to heal. There was a process. Now, that's not a topic I want to discuss right now. I want to stay on the fact that God said I was prostituting myself. Now, He didn't call me a prostitute. He said I was prostituting myself, which basically means that I was doing something below my standard, below the ability, below the gift that He has given me in order to make money. And so I want to use this opportunity also to pray for all those that might be going through one challenge or another and don't understand why you're going through the challenge, and that might be in the same circle of quote unquote prostitution. I want to pray that in the name of Jesus Christ. Now, for any of us that have been prostituting ourselves, that means doing below the standards and the gift and ability that God has given us, that this day, as you watch this video, that spirit of prostitution will end in the name of Jesus. That we will focus on those things that God has blessed us with. Now remember that this same God has the ability to bless some of us with the gifts for ministry, and some of us have been given gifts for other things. You can be given a gift for architecture, you can be given a gift for horticulture, you can be given a gift for whatever the case may be. Is between you and God. You know what it is that God has given you as a gift. You know the talents, you know what is inside of you, and you know what you've been doing that's not been causing, or that's been causing you to have a little bit of challenges here and there. What God is trying to say right now is that you need to get your act together and focus on things, the gift that He has given you, so that you may experience the blessing that He has in store for you. Stay blessed. We are blessed beyond our wildest imagination. And there's no one as great, no one as wonderful, no one as beautiful as Jesus Christ.